school CEO, a familiar face around the city with a business background known as a fixer.
You can see the magnitude of the crisis, where the dollars that should be going into the classroom are not there or being diverted for other purposes.
Former CTA President Forrest Claypool says he knows the challenges that are in store. CBS 2's Dana Kozlov is here with more on the new leadership. Dana.
Rob, in a switch from past rhetoric, Mayor Emanuel indicated CPS's new CEO, Forrest Claypool, would not run the troubled school system, but rather lead a team. It's a daunting job with a turbulent history. Even the Chicago Teachers Union president says she doesn't know why anyone would actually want the job.
Former mayoral chief of staff Forrest Claypool is stepping into a job with a revolving door past. Tapped to head the struggling Chicago public school system, the longtime political insider says he's up for the job, and the mayor thinks he can do it.
Forrest has the skills, but also the relationships in Springfield to work through these challenges.
There are many, starting with the $500 million deficit and hopes for money from Springfield and current contract talks with the Chicago Teachers Union.
I got to say, this is the single most challenging enterprise I've ever assumed the responsibility for.
That's saying a lot. In his 20-plus years of public service, Claypool's been the head of the Chicago Park District, the chief of staff to both Emanuel and Mayor Daley, a Cook County Board Commissioner, and the head of the CTA. But the Teachers Union points out no education experience.
I took over two troubled agencies before and came in as a manager, but I wasn't a parks expert, I wasn't a transit expert, but we had success at those two agencies.
I think the job is probably almost undoable.
But even Chicago Teachers Union President Karen Lewis expresses some hope that Claypool's willingness to talk with her and his hiring of a senior education advisor might bring about some positive steps.
We'll see how this works. But my concern is I feel like I've seen this video before.
Forrest Claypool officially takes over at CPS on July 27th at 6, why he stresses he isn't the only one in charge and why he's looking at this next step as a team approach to fix the school's very, very serious problems. Rob?
And this is a real powerhouse team that we're talking about, especially when it comes to the new Chicago School Board president.
Yep, Frank Clark, former ComEd CEO, and there's a very deliberate reason, I believe, why Mayor Emanuel picked this new team, and we'll talk about that in an hour.
Okay. Thanks, Dana. Appreciate it. Claypool becomes the latest through the revolving door as the head of CPS. Ron Huberman served only 1 year in the post back in 2009. Then Jean-Claude Brizard was on the job for 17 months. Barbara Byrd Bennett was the longest-serving CEO in recent memory at just under 2.5 years. And include the interim school